Every week we get better at this. And guess what? It's Monday. It's 8 o'clock. And if it's Monday at 8 o'clock, it is Mighty Monkeys Nerd World News. And I am your host, Patrick Stewart. It's nice to see everybody this week. I hope you're having a great week so far. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope that somebody out there enjoyed the Super Bowl yet last night. I myself was playing a different game. But anyway, it's Elizabeth. Oh, fancy. Absolutely. We are trained professionals here. We're trying to bring the best we can to you. We're happy to do that. Let's jump right into the fun. Hang on just a second here while I call up a window. Our top story tonight, LeVar Burton named inaugural PEN/Faulkner Literary Champion. This was an article written by John Mayer, not the musician, on February 2nd. LeVar Burton, the actor and longtime host of Reading Rainbow, has been named the inaugural PEN/Faulkner Literary Champion, a new annual commendation that will recognize devoted literary advocacy and a commitment to inspiring new generations of readers and writers. The PEN/Faulkner Foundation said in a release just this past Friday. Or was it Thursday? Yeah, never mind. I know my dates. I honestly do. Let's see. Burton will be honored in a virtual celebration on May 10th when this year's PEN/Faulkner Award winner, its 40th, will be announced. I come from a family for whom service to others is the highest possible calling, Burton said. Whatever efforts I have made towards advancing the cause of literacy give honor to my mother, Irma Jean Christian, my first teacher, and from whom I have inherited my love for books and reading. As we move forward out of a time when alternative facts and mendacious propaganda shaped public opinion, the work you do through the PEN/Faulkner Award and your committed investment in DC schools has never been more important. I couldn't be more honored to be the inaugural PEN/Faulkner Literary Champion. In addition to the long list of the 2021 PEN/Faulkner Award for fiction, it has also been announced Bestiary by K-Ming Chang, Dear Anne by Bobby Ann Mason, Doppelganger Disappear by Matthew Salasis, The Knockout Queen by Rufy Thorpe, and The Mother, Daughter, Widow, Wife by Robin Wasserman, among many, many others. 3 judges chose the 10 titles in a list you can find on publishersweekly.com from a group of 419 novels in the short story collections submitted by more than 170 publishing houses. The books were all written by American authors published in the U.S. Finalists will be announced in early March. Like I said, more of that article can be seen on publishersweekly.com, and we congratulate LeVar Burton and salute him for decades of literacy advocacy, and we look forward to decades more. Gang of my heart, friends of me and mine, I will now take you to the lovely and vivacious Tanya Metris, hanging out in the cabin of her hopefully warm and comfy car, getting ready for her tap dance class. But we got some comic stuff to talk about, and she's going to bring it to you right now.
I do. Anne had just called me and said, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm 2 seconds away," because she had the comic list for me because I was busy this afternoon and didn't get it done. I'm in my mobile studio right now, and there's cars that are passing me and completely shaking my mobile studio. It's kind of a really wonky feeling. But comics for this week: King in Black, Black Panther #1. Woo! I tell you.
Yeah, we're both tripping over words today. That's okay.
Yeah, no kidding. Symbiotes invade the unconquerable country of Wakanda. T'Challa's most treasured allies are lost in the storms of Null's making in this wild one-shot. Critically acclaimed writer, actor, and producer Jeffrey Thorne explores a Wakanda gone dark, invaded by Null's massive symbiote army. Wakanda needs its king. It needs the Black Panther. But once again, the hero must choose between his role as an Avenger, his role as king, and the yearnings of his heart. So that's King of Black Panther #1. I got it that time. TMNT ongoing #114. Jenica comes face to face with the person who almost killed her, Karai. Will the other turtles be able to stop her from exacting revenge before Bebop and Rocksteady find her first? Check it out, an ongoing number 114. Chris, this one's for you. Doctor Who number 4. It's also for Elizabeth. Doctor Who
And Peter.
returns with the comic debut of the iconic 70s TV villain. After narrowly escaping the Weeping Angels in the Autons in 1960s London, the 10th and 13th Doctor must team up once again to save present-day Earth from being overrun by both the Skithra and the classic aquatic villain, the Sea Devils. Who else can they turn to for help but Rose Tyler, leader of the Human Resistance? And the last comic I have for this week, Future State Dark Detective number 3. It's Chapter 3, Games and Grifters, Part 2. In this issue, Bruce Wayne meets the next Batman. As the Dark Detective makes his move to put an end to the villainous magistrate once and for all, the man who once wore the cowl encounters the next Batman. And these two have some questions for each other. Fists will fly as this explosive meeting erupts in the skies over Gotham. But with the clock ticking, can Bruce finish what he started, unlock the secrets of the fascist surveillance that plagues his city? And in Grifters Part 2, the lucky streak that Cole Cash and Luke Fox have enjoyed just hit a brick wall in the form of the Huntress. The over-the-top adventure in the gutters of Gotham City concludes in the most bone-crushing fashion possible. So, as always, go to your local comic book store. Go grab your favorite comics. Check them out. Shop local. Things like that. So,
There you go.
I am going to throw it back to you so I can get ready for dance class. No comic chicks this week. We will be back next week.
Sounds good.
And
Thanks, Tanya. Appreciate it. And have a great time at dance tonight.
Oh, I will. Bye.
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 All right, friends, this is where I do a little bit of a pitch talk. Usually I'm talking about Patreon, and that's a thing. We still have one, patreon.com/FC3ROC. But I do want to let everybody know that going forward, we now have a link tree. What is that, you might ask? It's a way to kind of consolidate all of the cool ways to find us. And we'll be putting that in the chat pretty soon. As a matter of fact, I'll do it in a moment while James is talking. But it's linktr.ee/Mighty Monkey. And from there, you can find everything from the FC3 website to all of our podcasts and the ways to support us. So what you will see to support us these days is, as we mentioned, Patreon, and we'll be getting a little bit more into that in a moment. But we've also added something. Dan, you were the spearhead behind that, the Buy Me a Coffee. Tell us a little bit more about that. That was kind of cool.
It's just easy way for people to want to give like a one-time donation or just a quick thing, or it's just a different platform for donating to. So we're giving it a try, and maybe we'll expand on it as time goes on and we explore the limits of it and everything. So it's little fun, different things.
Mm-hmm.
You can also go to buy me a beer. It catches to the same place. So it's just FYI. It doesn't have to be a coffee. It can be a beer.
Very cool. And as we've said before in the past, you can also go to Amazon and look up Nerd World News or Monkey Business, FC3 Monkey Business, and find our T-shirts, which are available as well. So there's our shameless advertising plug for please help us support us. But I'll also on Patreon, once a week, you will find a gaming blog written by none other than the man himself, James Irish. James, tell us a little bit about what you got up your sleeve for this week, my friend.
On the news blog, Gearbox has been bought by the company that owns THQ Nordic.
Wow.
Call of Duty fans are in a never-ending war with hackers. Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2 are delayed into 2022 at the earliest.
Okay.
I'm really beginning to think I ought to just take a page from Billy DeTore's book and do more commentary on these weeks I'm not doing retrospectives.
Yeah.
Because the news has been just utterly depressing lately. One way or another, it's going up tomorrow. But, what game is a good escape from the depressing side of things? Animal Crossing. The newest iteration of the popular Nintendo series is now one of the top 10 all-time best-selling games ever. And Chrissy and I are discussing it on Gaming Street Irregulars with one of my favorite people, the esteemed Northern Bell Rogue.
Oh,
who have
nice.
logged 1,400 hours into the game.
Oh,
So you know they have something to say about it. Check that one out
absolutely.
on Thursday. We had a ton of fun recording that one. Chris, any questions?
I'm all set, James. Thank you as always.
Back to you.
Absolutely. Awesome. Nice job as always. Let's run through the comment board. Look at this. Let's see what we got here. We got Peter, we got Deanna, we got Elizabeth. I'm trying to fight off a sneeze, so excuse me while I do that. Wow. Batman John is here. Hi, gang. Damn it, I hate when that happens too. It's just hovering there and it's like, oh no, I'm going to take over. No. Let's see. Elizabeth goes on to say, one day I'll get Switch so I can play that. I think there's a Doctor Who game due out on the Switch sometime this year too. We'll look into that. I don't have any information on that, but I could definitely check into that for you. Excuse me. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Hang on.
Already on it.
All right. And as promised, link tree dot mighty monkey. Ba-ba. Toosh. There we go. And that. Oh, see, look at that. We beat each other to it. All right. So that's a link, and I'm going to be playing with that link tree over time because right now it's just getting longer and longer and longer. And instead of being overwhelming, I might like break it into different links and stuff so that you can have like podcasts are going to be here and FC3 social media will be over here and all the ways to support us will be over here. So we'll work on that, but it's a great kind of a tool and it's an easy way to find all of the ways to keep in touch with us. Let's see. Elizabeth goes on to say it's with 10 and 13, I believe. I think maybe with Weeping Angels, but that might be the mobile game that's with Osgood that's also coming out. And there's the link tree right there on the main screen right now. Dan is giving you a quick tour of what we have on it at this point. I got to put the Mighty Monkey logo into that yet. I've completely forgotten to do that.
While you're doing that, I
Yes.
did find that the one with the Weeping Angels, that will also be coming to the Switch, Elizabeth.
And that's why we don't call him the best color man in the business for nothing. All right, let's jump back into the storyboards here. Hang on just a second while I call that back up in front of me on our next Hit Parade Oh Fun. Spider-Man 3, Willem Dafoe reportedly on set reprising the Green Goblin role. New reports indicate that another major Marvel villain is joining the packed cast for Spider-Man 3, with original Spider-Man villain Willem Dafoe reportedly reprising his role as Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin. This will be for Marvel Studios. A new report from GWW indicates that Dafoe is joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. While it's not immediately clear who Dafoe is playing in the project, given the fact that Spider-Man movies and more recently WandaVision have brought back franchise actors in their older roles, it's likely that the actor will once again play the Green Goblin. Dafoe will be joining Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx, who are reprising their villainous roles as Dr. Octopus and Electro, respectively. Whether these villains will team up or if a few of them are just being featured in cameo roles, it remains to be seen. At this point, Fox is currently speculated to be playing the main villain, with Doctor Strange actor Benedict Cumberbatch featuring in a major supporting role. How much Molina and Dafoe will be involved remains to be seen, but these aren't the only characters making surprising appearances, as comicbook.com has learned that Charlie Cox is also reprising his role as Matt Murdock from the popular Daredevil series on Netflix. This is just another example of Marvel Studios picking from previous iterations of movie franchise before they came under Disney's control. In the last episode of WandaVision, this is a spoiler. If you have not seen WandaVision, go back.
Mute the audio now.
Yeah, just do this, and then I'll give you a thumbs up when it's time to come back, okay? So here is a huge spoiler for WandaVision if you have not watched it yet. So, ready? Okay? You've been warned. I'm jumping. Pietro Maximoff, a.k.a. Quicksilver, shows up, played by Evan Peters, reappearing for the first time since X-Men Dark Phoenix. Comicbook.com spoke with Marvel boss Kevin Feige ahead of the WandaVision premiere, and the producer downplayed some of the returns that were rumored for Spider-Man 3. Okay, you can come back now. Come on back. All right, good. Okay, so Feige goes on to say, I've read some things. I'm not sure I read all things. The fun thing about online speculation when it comes to our stuff is how sometimes it couldn't be more off the mark, and sometimes it's shockingly close. And that's held true for the last few years, but saying which is which would take all of the fun out of everything. However, Feige did confirm that multiversal shenanigans will play a major role in the future of Marvel Studios. The biggest clue is the title of the second Doctor Strange movie. That's the biggest clue of where the multiverse of madness is taking us and how we're exploring that, Feige said. It's surreal to me that we're talking about Spider-Man 3. I worked on a movie called Spider-Man 3 many years ago, directed by Sam Raimi. So this is clearly the shorthand of calling it Spider-Man 3 now. It's fine. We call it Homecoming 3 at this point. Spider-Man 3, Homecoming 3, or whatever it's going to be called, is currently scheduled to premiere in theaters on December 17th. And when we find out what that new subtitle is, we will definitely share it with you. Last on the boards, before we jump into the comment section again, My Hero Academia has thinned the pro hero ranks with a major retirement in the newest chapter. Kohei Hirokoshi's original manga series is still exploring the immediate aftermath of the massive war between the heroes and the Paranormal Liberation Front, and both sides have taken some major losses. While both sides have also lost some actual key players in the fight, the heroes continue to take some massive emotional and mental losses as the violence of the scope of war shook the hero society forever. Chapter 300 of My Hero Academia continues to show how hero society and the faith in it is still falling apart. And this includes one of the top 10 pro heroes introduced during the pro hero arc. One of the oldest heroes of the series, but had not been shown in action, Yoroi Musha, and I apologize if I'm mangling these names, the equipped hero, kicked off the newest chapter by announcing his retirement during a big press conference. This will go on to tell you, and the narration for the moment reveals that Musha had enough savings from his younger days as a hero before he continued to work, and his inner thoughts revealed that his retirement came from more selfish reasons than he outright stated. But that is going to be out there, and for you manga followers, this is going to be something big, because I know My Hero Academia is a very popular title. And that's going to be out now, it looks like, so that should be available for those of you who are interested. So as an old friend of mine used to say, for those of you who like this sort of thing, this is the sort of thing you like. Let's see what we got in the comment section here real quick. It's a hi from Connor and I. Hi, Gina and Connor. It's good to see you guys. Elizabeth Rice, speaking of Osgood, very excited to see that Big Finish is doing more unit again. Absolutely. And then we're jumping back down to Elizabeth. Boy, I hope I feel safe going to the movies by then, hoping that'll come by June, July, so I can see In the Heights on the big screen, even though I have HBO Max now and could watch it at home. Feels like a big screen movie. Absolutely, it does. It really does. And Big John is saying, hoping everyone is staying warm. So far, so good, although this morning was touch and go as the thermometer in my car read 7 degrees. But it's a dry heat. Stick with that one. Let's talk about some... I can't hear you, Dan. You have yourself muted. I think you still have yourself
There
muted.
you go. I said it's cold, not heat.
It's a dry heat. Come on.
Get the dry ice.
There you go.
Dry ice.
All right, so let's talk about some birthdays, as we are always prone to do. Today, February 8th, we say happy birthday to Seth Green and the legend himself, John Williams. You are hereby commanded, after this broadcast is over, to go listen to the Star Wars theme song, because you have to. It's a thing. Moving on, tomorrow we say happy birthday to Joe Pesci, Carole King, and Loki himself, Tom Hiddleston. On Wednesday the 10th, Elizabeth Banks and actress Laura Dern. On Thursday the 11th, Taylor Lautner, Natalie Dormer, Jennifer Aniston. This week just keeps going bigger and bigger and bigger, because on Friday the 12th, Christina Ricci, anyway, among many, many other parts, but also Thanos and Cable himself, Josh Brolin. On the 13th, because this week just keeps getting bigger and bigger, Stockard Channing and music legend Peter Gabriel, and not to be outdone. On the 14th, everybody's favorite English comedian Simon Pegg, and it would have been the birthday of the late, great activist and abolitionist Frederick Douglass. If it's your birthday this week, have a great birthday. Have a happy birthday. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you to be here with us on your birthday. And we will light candles and sing songs and wear funny hats and cheer for you. Just let us know if it's your birthday or not. So let's see what we got here. We got one more comment from Elizabeth. If we get a lot of snow this weekend when I'd normally be in California, I'm going to be mad. Well, we don't want a mad Elizabeth. That's for darn sure there. All right. So my friends, my family. As always, it's been good to hang out with you. That is Nerd World News for February 8th of 2021. Hang out with us next week when we come back for more Nerd World News on Monday. So tomorrow, James's blog. On Wednesday, Monkey Business podcast, where we talk about, what do we talk about? I forgot. Shopping. That's right. It all spurred when Ann sent me a text several weeks ago saying shopping with Tanya is an Olympic sport. We delve into that a little bit and talk about some other things along the way. And also on Thursday, the Gamer Street Irregulars with James and Chrissy. So we got a full week. And oh, by the way, coming up very soon, we're recording tomorrow, as a matter of fact, a third podcast is joining the Mighty Monkey Network. Chris and Dan Save the World.
What's it going to be? Who knows?
Who knows? It's going to be Dan and me basically just talking about whatever happens to be in front of us. Will it be geeky? Sometimes. Will it be nerdish? Maybe. Will it be to the two of us just kind of basically chewing the fat and talking about things that are important to us? Yes. Will we interview people? Maybe.
Who knows?
It's who knows. But yes, so the third member of the Mighty Monkey podcast family is going to start recording tomorrow night. And we will unleash that upon you maybe even as soon as this coming Friday. You never know.
We'll see how tomorrow goes.
Possible.
We will see how tomorrow goes, Chris.
I still think it should be Dan and Chris Save the World.
Okay.
So it's a working title.
Okay.
Maybe it'll just be like
and Chris Dan.
And Chris Dan.
And Chris Dan World Safe.
Good night, folks. So have a great week. Have a safe week. And we will talk to you again next week.